Hey guys, I'm Lidia.
And I'm Carolina.
And we just got back from watching Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. So Carolina, what'd you think of it?
I really liked it visually. I think a franchise like that, you always fall in love with it. You know, the music is so captivating. I might have said a tear or two, but it was good overall. Maybe not as great as some of the other ones. Plot-wise, I wasn't that impressed, but I thought it was, overall, I can't say it's a bad movie.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you, especially, I mean, production-wise with this movie, when you're dealing with, dead men coming back, you kind of wondering, like, how they're going to do it, especially because we have seen, like, before, like, in the third one with Davy Jones and his crew, they're basically, like, half fish. They have, the barnacles, and you have, like, the crabs, and it all looks very realistic, but when you're talking about bringing people back from the dead, it's like, well, we haven't seen that before in the franchise. So to see, Captain Salazar and his crew, where they're pretty much missing bodies. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the scene where he's telling Barbosa about how they came to be that way, the way their bodies look now is based on how they died. So in one scene, I don't know if you noticed, when a guy was running from fire, you see half of his body go missing, and then that's actually the same part that's missing when they're walking on water.
Right.
And I think, I thought that was well done for production. Obviously, the score was right on cue. Like, it had, like, with Will and Elizabeth, it had, like, their original score from the third one. I don't know, like, that plot just...
There were some missing pieces for me. I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but there's this talk of a curse that one pirate said on another pirate, and now as we're talking about it, I'm thinking, so this pirate died, or this captain died, and then he supposedly had a spell set on him, but I never saw that actually happen. Does this make sense, what I'm saying at all?
No, I mean, and in the third one, as many of you guys probably saw, Davy Jones is essentially the one who's in charge with, like, taking care of the dead. And in the third one as well, it is said that it's Calypso, who's Teodama, the one that kind of was, like, that always has, like, those weird little things that she kind of, like, throws, and it's like, oh, it's going to be your future. Right. She is the one that essentially cursed him with the duty of taking care of the dead. So, and if any of you guys know Greek mythology, Calypso is part of that world, and so she does have the ability to curse people. In terms of this plot, what I understand is, how can it be broken? I mean, obviously Poseidon is also another god, but it's like, how can just simply breaking it fix all curses? I mean, like, cure anyone. And I mean, if it's his duty to, bury the dead, what's going to happen to the dead now? Like, what happens to them? And
so many missing pieces.
Well, that, and the thing with the biggest curse that I couldn't get my mind off was, what is it with the peak? Why are Salazar and his men, cursed? Why is it that we keep ships blow up? We've seen that happen before. Why did this crew become, like, the undead, and they ferry there? Why couldn't they leave? Just simply why?
Also, like, how do they walk on water? No one gets it, right?
No, because even in the first one, they couldn't walk on water, but they could walk underwater, like with the Curse of the Black Pearl. Right, I mean, they were undead. Obviously, the Moonlight showed them on skeletons, but it's like, well, these guys, they're just like, they moved almost like water. I don't know if you noticed, like with Salazar, his hair is almost like he's flowing. Like the flowing is very watery, like very dusty.
Step, on land, they couldn't walk on land.
No, they couldn't either.
That's probably why.
But here's one thing I was also wondering. That's a good question.
Let us know.
One thing also that I was wondering, why is Will Turner not in this movie more often? If we're talking about the dead, and it's his job to ferry the dead, aside from the fact that he's gorgeous, I just want to see him all the time, why is he not involved? Like, why is he not there saying, like, okay, it's my job, but this is, like, my realm, back away, like, don't, like, why?
I think we all expected him not to be the main focus of the movie, just like Keira Knightley, but, yeah, we kind of wanted to see them a little bit more, kind of.
I did. I was very sad. I was expecting that, like, original team up. I mean, I'm a huge fan of, like, the love story of Will and Elizabeth, and in the beginning, I mean, this is their son, as you can obviously tell by the trailer. Why else would, he be this man, in a way, however you want to look at him. Why would he be such an integral part if he wasn't their son? And he is, and so the entire time it's like, where is his mother? Like, if he's doing things that are risking his life, like, where is Elizabeth? Like, this would be a perfect time for her to kind of, go to Will and be like, you know what, we are technically, like, together, even though you're, like, in a different realm and I'm here, but this is our son, he's risking his life. Like, we need just to get him to accept that this is the fact, because Will does say that to him in the beginning, where he says, no, like, this is my life, go back home. I don't know, I felt like it'd been a good time to kind of give, like, fans more of, like, that, just not just like, oh, you know, here, like, a piece of him here, a piece of her there, just give them more of like Will and Elizabeth, like the original team up, because you have Jack, you have Barbosa, why not just give Will and Elizabeth also like another shot?
Well, kind of want to step back a little bit from all the negative, because something that you just mentioned reminded me that this movie does have a lot of what we've seen in other movies, like Jack Sparrow and his witty comments and all, you know, funny little things here and there. So yeah, definitely some comments that maybe may not be targeted to younger audiences, and then you kind of pick up on those, and like, yeah, like, that was good. That was good. You have to admit that they had a good sense of humor in this one too. So
they do. One of my favorite like witty moments, which you guys can also see in the trailer, is when what is her name? Not Christina. I want to say Christina. It's not Christina. Karina. When Karina is obviously taking her clothes off, and, you know, she's doing it because she wants to go, you know, she's like, it's going to weigh me down. Right. It's a dress. We obviously know what it's like to swim in in jeans, to swim in jeans. It's awful when she's in a dress. And, you know, you have Henry, who is Will and Elizabeth's son, saying, like, what are you doing? Stop. You have Jack going, like, no, don't stop. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. And, you know, obviously she jumps, and Henry's like, I saw her ankles. Yeah. And then Jack's like, could have seen a lot more. Yeah. Obviously, like, we all know, like, the kind of joke this is going to. But for kids, it's like, okay. I mean, it's so funny. Like, it's harmless, but it's like, I mean, those little moments like that I enjoyed. And it's like,
those will always be there.
Those will always be the best thing, no matter what they do. Yeah. Will always be the best ones. But, you know, I mean, aside from, like, I think we were talking earlier about missing plot holes, kind of having to fill in the blanks, overall, I mean, it was enjoyable. I think if you just want to go and just watch it and not think about anything else, I mean...
What would you rate this movie?
I'd give it a B, because score was good. I mean, I'm that kind of person who is very picky, where it's like, I believe that music is a backbone to a movie. Yeah. And if you want me to feel like an intense or like a passionate moment, like when Will and Elizabeth at the end, the original score, I know that score because like I'm a huge fan of the third one because of their wedding scene, because I love their love story, and it's like, that's it, like that is the moment, that is their love song. And so that moment was precious for me, and score was good, production wise was good. I didn't see any of like, okay, that looks like completely fake. CGI was very well done. I'd give it a B. What would you give it?
I want to say B+. Can we do that? Can we do pluses?
Yeah, give like a half or minus score.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I would definitely see how there have been better ones, but I still enjoyed it. So
out of all the ones, because this is the fifth one, which ones would be your favorite?
I mean, I always think the first one is always the best, because it's what makes you fall in love with the story. So, I mean, I know that's just me. A lot of people, what's your favorite one?
Definitely the third one, just because that wedding scene. I mean, if you want to talk, I mean, like you have bridezillas and you have everyone wanting like the perfect wedding. I'm like, it doesn't get more better than that. For me, that's just, I know it's weird because it's like they're on a boat, they're probably just fake, but it's like, out of like, if we're talking about a fictional world, wedding scene in it, perfect. Like pirates, and you have the boat, it's epic, you have the music, it's like it's as good as it gets for that movie. Yeah. But I don't know, I mean, between that, but now after seeing this one, I don't know, do you want to see another one? Like, given how it ended? Do you think like there could be room for another one?
Really quick, let's touch on how after the credits, there's this scene where Will and, why am I blanking on her name? Keira Knightley's character, Elizabeth. They're sleeping, and then he wakes up from his nightmare that Davy Jones is coming for them. And we kind of want to see, is that really going to happen or not? I heard this was the final one, so I don't know if they...
See, that's the same thing I heard. But here's the thing. I'm the kind of moviegoer that's like, if you can do it justice, continue doing it. Don't do it just for the money. I mean, I honestly, it's like, I don't care if it's like, oh, doing this movie will make all this money. No. If the plot isn't good, if you're not doing justice to the characters, there's no point in it. For the fourth one, I saw part of it. I kind of wasn't so much, I wasn't in love with it as I was with the other ones, because it just felt like another excuse to make a pirate movie. We get it, it's Jack Sparrow, it's, you know, the Fountain of Youth, but it just felt like they were like, you know what, let's just make another one. Why not? Because we can. You had no original character. You had none of like the, what I consider original crew. You had no reference to them much. And so it's like, why continue it? You know, it's like, I felt it would have been good to end in the third one. You know, it's like, okay, Elizabeth and Will, they said their goodbyes. Jack he's free. You know, the seas are no longer being controlled by the East Trading Company. they do the fourth one, it's like, okay, well, they're going to go into the realm of, like, because we can. When this one came out, I was like, okay, it's going to be another one of those, because we can. Then they released that one trailer with, like, oh, here's Will and here's Elizabeth. Got me a little bit hopeful that maybe it might have that reunion I've always wanted. I wasn't completely let down, but I also wasn't completely satisfied. Now that I've seen it, kind of think they should end it with this one, because again, it's ending on a perfect note. So it's like, it's like you could continue, could get lucky with it, could not, but it's ending on a perfect note. You have a family reunited. Jack Sparrow got his way. You know, he can sail the seas and get all the rum he wants, and you know, he's got his mate. You know, he's got Gibbs. Yeah. What happened to the other two? Did you notice they weren't there? The ones that kidnapped Elizabeth in the first movie? That's what I want to know. I don't know if you guys have any little questions you're curious about, but that's like the one thing I was wondering, because it's like, what happened to the one with the eye, and the bald little one? Well, not the bald little one, but
the cranky one.
Yeah, because I was like, they were hilarious.
Yeah.
They were always like the one, like they were the ones that, like, you know, they had like those like. They had like the side comments that were always targeted at like Captain Barbossa and Jack Sparrow. Like in the third one where he's like, he yelled at them to stop fighting, and they'll look at him like, what's wrong with you? And he goes, just throw my hat out there, you know, put my name out there for Captain. But I was kind of hoping to see them. You know, I was like, that's like there were also members that I consider as part of the original crew. Yeah. But I don't know.
Maybe just put it to rest. We're done.
Yeah, I guess. For this movie, give it a B. I mean, if you're a diehard fan of the franchise like I am, I'm sure you are too.
I enjoyed it. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. Yeah. You're going to go love the music, and you're going to be excited. I suggest you go see it.
I mean, no movie's perfect. Every movie's going to have its little, you know, hiccups along the way. But, I mean, I'd watch it again, especially if they have a director's cut. I'm hopeful that they might have a little more of like those scenes that it's like, well, couldn't make it because of timing, but I definitely would go see this movie again. Yeah. Maybe add it to the collection of endless movies.
For sure.
For sure. Go see it. All right, guys, make sure you go check it out. We'll see you guys back here at MUSE.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, make sure to click the thumbs up button, check out our videos on your right, and subscribe to our channel.